Hey, how are you guys doing today? It's the boy Dave, and today we are back with another video. And it seems like you guys are really liking these Quarry videos, so I'll push them out as much as you guys would like to see them, leading up to June when it releases. But I wanted to talk about something that, I don't know, it hasn't been really talked about within the Quarry games, supermassive games, anything. And that is something I touched on in my last video about franchises cashing in on, the gaming industry. And I know we probably do have some horror games that were made, or horror movies that were made into video games and vice versa. But when you really think about it, we haven't really had that since I can't even remember. We used to always get these video games based off movies, Now I'm only bringing this up because the Quarry has introduced this new mode called the movie mode, where you can pretty much settle in, get the popcorn out, kick your feet up, and set that game on autopilot mode by letting it just take its course after you pretty much customize your characters and how you want them to act and give them personal characteristics and things like that and such. So let's talk about it. Now, there are many horror franchises this would work well with, but I want to name one specifically I think it would go so well with:
A Nightmare on Elm Street, since especially they want to push a cinematic experience.
Now, of course, like I said earlier, we have gotten horror video games. There's even a good amount of fan-made games on PC, but I mean specifically a game like, the Quarry or Until Dawn, to where you can kind of just let the game take its course, or it could be that interactive, horror game that, we all love in the Quarry and in Until Dawn. Now, there's a couple of ways they could tackle this. They could either just base a game off of one of the movies from the franchise, or they could just make up their own story, if I'm being honest. And it's quite interesting because you could look at something as basic as the original Nightmare on Elm Street. We all have a lot of love for that film. Or they can go a little bit crazy like they did in A Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors, which is a bit more wild. But I think either way would work. But I would settle for something a little more toned down like the original A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think it would work. If I'm being honest, I really think that would work. Now, I'm not going to get into different skins and all that for Freddy. I'm going to really leave that to a different kind of game. This is more, this is not that kind of game where you really need alternate skins and all that. It's not that important. Although I do need a Freddy Krueger game where we need to see Super Freddy. That's one of my favorite appearances. But anyway, I think in this game they could go so crazy with the dream states and these dream sequences. In this game specifically would do so well with that. So well. I'm not going to get into multiplayer too much either. I think they could offer that as a game mode. It would be a bit fun. I know the Quarry is going to offer multiplayer. I'm not too sure about that, but if they had a game where you're giving more than one player screen time at a time, then we could talk, which I think this game could offer. But I think that would be just so damn fun. And the dream sequences are gonna shine within this game if they choose to do so. Because it is a video game, you have free control over anything that does happen. And I think that works well, man. I think that works well. Not a lot of gameplay has to be involved. Of course, with these games, we're watching more than we're playing. But it would be amazing. I think the settings should vary depending on what story is taking place, but it could be the Elm Street house, or a school setting, a park. There's so much that they can do, but it would just depend on what they're going for within the story. I would leave that all up to them, but if I'm being honest, I don't know if you guys agree. That's just how I feel. I don't think this game, or I don't think this style of play would work too well with other horror franchises, but with something like A Nightmare on Elm Street, to where you can really let a story play out and just let the game do its thing, I think that'll work out a lot. If it's something like A Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, works good. If you look at something like the Conjuring franchise, Insidious, all those other horror films, that's fine. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I'm just excited thinking about this. I would hope this would happen in the near future as these kind of games get bigger. But I'm so surprised no one has cashed in on this. Could you guys imagine how crazy these scenes would be during these dream sequences? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I would love to make another video about this. It makes me excited thinking about where this style of gameplay could be in the next 5 to 10 years. And like I've said before, I don't know why people have not cashed in on this. It's very exciting. And for guys like me or gamers like me who love to just sit there and enjoy a good story, this is nice. If I'm being honest, I know a lot of people could maybe agree, but this is super nice. I feel like, you know, this game, the Quarry, is going to be a bit more intense, a lot more story driven, and I'm here for it 100%. By the way, guys, if you could follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, and even check out the playlist I made for the Quarry, feel free to do so. I will link it down below. The support for these videos has been great. We cover a good amount of content on this channel, and I hope you guys are enjoying. So leave a like down below. Go ahead and share with your friends, anyone, if you think they would like the video. I'll see you guys next time.